Kyrie Jesu Domine, dona eis requiem.
Good afternoon, everybody. Normally I don't make recordings this late. I just tend to get too busy. Didn't get to one yesterday. I wanted to say something today. So this is just kind of a political one, but I'm not going to put the siren on. Just because it's just a question to ask, when, if ever, is the left going to try, or going to stop trying to undo the election of 2016? We all know they're still in shock that Hillary didn't win, because they promoted Trump, the media did in particular, because they thought he was the weakest link among the presidential candidates. He was entertaining. He tore up the Republican field. They didn't expect him to do the same with Hillary. So when he did, they were shocked. Some of my favorite moments still to go back and watch election night footage when they all realize it's hitting the fan and he's going to get elected. And the moment he got elected, they went into an instant meeting about how do we undo this, whoever it was. I'm not saying the media did. The media took the talking points and runs with them. But somebody in the Democratic Party said, we have to find a way to undo this. And perhaps it's with the help of the deep state. It certainly seems to be the case that they had a backup plan, because they instantly moved to the whole Russian narrative to discredit Trump's election. Because that is what the left does every freaking time. They discredit an election. It started with 2000 and Bush, when Al Gore thought he was heir apparent. Because that's one of the things Dems do all the time. They think it's only going to get better. People will love us, accept our policies, and vote for us again. And so you had, Bill Clinton handing off to Al Gore a fairly good economy and good things. And so Al probably should have been a shoo-in. But I still remember that one debate against Bush, and I like W, even though he soured on me with the whole Trump controversy and Jeb. I still remember that one debate where Al Gore was making like passive-aggressive sounds. He was freaking out. I was like, dude, that ain't no maturity. You are acting really passive and immature. This is not acceptable for somebody. And I think that didn't turn off his base, but that turned off the moderates, because let's be honest, the only people we really care about in the election are the middle voters. The moderates who bounce back and forth, who made sure that Barack Obama got elected, and who thankfully made up for that sin by helping Donald Trump get elected. But you look at that, and it's like, they're not going to stop at anything. So they did 2 years of investigation for collusion, and they really found nothing. They want to get him on obstruction for complaining about that the president maybe obstructed a false charge. Well, who would want to obstruct a false charge? There's no merit to this. There's no legs to it. In fact, the only people they've indicted had nothing to do with Russian collusion. It just makes you hate our political process. So if Donald Trump gets re-elected in 2020, takes a wrecking ball to all the city, praise God. I hope he leaves it in rubble. And I hope it serves as a warning for a generation. We don't want professional politicians who believe they are above the people, because they're not. They're not our betters. They're our servants. They're us whom we elected. They are not the enlightened elite. More often than not, they are political players and opportunists and parasites. And so I guess I don't think too highly of that, of politics. But they're not going to stop. So Mueller didn't work. So he comes out with a report. They're not happy with that. Then he comes out yesterday, and I don't know what Mueller is doing. Or Mueller. I call him Mueller all the time. I work with Sean Mueller. Mueller is doing. And it really frustrated me, because it's just like he's kind of opening it up again. Well, if I could have indicted him, I would have on obstruction. But I wasn't charged to do that, so I couldn't do that. But I, wink, wink, really wanted to do that. So Rush Limbaugh had a great thing. Hey, I'm ticked at the intelligence community that exonerated more or less Hillary and was wanting to go after Trump. As far as I'm concerned, fire anybody who was on that bandwagon and replace them with a new person. Not necessarily a Trump loyalist, a new person who knows that their job is more important than their political affiliation. That is something that the right seems to grasp, the left never does.